This is Overtime with Chris Stewart, only on KHQA.
Well, this is Saturday, December the 10th, and you have indeed entered overtime, or as we like to call it, one man's singular quest to see just how much ground he can cover on this busiest of sports days all by his lonesome. But it's like the old adage says, what doesn't make you stronger kills you. Or strike that, reverse it. Whatever. We'll roll with it, I hope. But I digress. This proved to be a tremendously entertaining and enlightening day of local basketball, both at the high school and at the college levels. Our primary focus tonight, a litmus test on the legitimacy of a couple of early season unbeatens, most notably and compellingly, those shockingly improved Pirates in America's hometown who were trying to stop an 8-game losing streak to Quincy Notre Dame tonight. Oh, I like the girl with the hook best. They all dressed up like Pirates to show their support for their team against Scott Douglas's Raiders, who are red hot coming in as well after the nice win against Camp Point Central. And it would be Nick Dietrich picking up where the Raiders left off the other night, attacking in the tall timber effectively in the early going. 3-0 Raiders early. Here come the Hannibal Pirates. And this is Previn McBride going floor length with a pretty scoop shot at the other end, coast to coast. But the story for the Pirates in the early going and for much of the night was the big fella, Christian Williams, or as we like to call him, Bubba, doing great work in the low blocks right there, just imposing his will on people, getting the bucket to fall. Alex Fitch, though, he had answers tonight, 30 of them. This kid is just smoldering right now. He can do it from the inside, and as you will see here, from the outside for the triple in this game. But back and forth we go. The Raiders built about an 8-point lead early in the first quarter. You know what? Hannibal gave no relent in this game. Bubba Williams from the outside doing the Bryant Reeves thing, a little big country action with a nice mid-range game there. And then, how about the Pirates moving the ball in transition? Dalton Powell knocking down the easy pass right there. Back come the Raiders, though, off the Sam Douglas miss. Here is Mr. Buzzer Beater himself, Chris Dietrich, working in the low blocks, spinning around, reverse pivoting, and knocking down the shot. Matt Pugh watching his team come all the way back at the end of the first quarter in this one. Again, it is Bubba Williams doing work and just absolutely annihilating everyone who gets in his way. There's like a scene of carnage below the bucket after that bucket. Then it's Logan Hicks working right here off the Mike Shivers miss. Mr. Hicks getting in and knocking in the tap in at that point. More Hicks to come right here as the Pirates close back to within one at the end of the first quarter. The Pirates on full-on attack mode. They would build as much as a 9-point lead. Look at Quincy Notre Dame, though. The buzzer beater right here, this time from Evan Claney to end the first quarter. As I said, the Raiders led early. Hannibal built a nice lead at the half, but it would be Quincy Notre Dame sealing the deal and winning late, as it would be the aforementioned Alex Fitch with your game-winning shot and those 30 points. QD hands Hannibal its first loss of the season as the Pirates fall to 8-1. 55-54 was your final. More scores to pass along on the boys' side. Great night for the Blue Devils, although it didn't start that way. Sean Taylor's team trailed Springfield. That is 1-7 Springfield coming into this game by 9 points late, but the Devils finish on a ferocious flourish, finishing on a 13-3 run. Your big hero tonight, Mike Davis, who just went nuts tonight with 18 points, given great energy as the Blue Devils improved to 6-1 on the season with the 66-63 win over Springfield. Championship game tonight from the Monroe City tournament sees Marion County go down to defeat to South Shelby 57-54. Mr. McClure with 20 points to lead the way for the Cardinals. Sorry, no highlights in this night. Late starting game. Just one guy with a camera tonight, so we'll get better with improving our man hours coming up next Saturday. We do have highlights, though, from the third place game tonight, as it would be Monroe City's, hosting Palmyra and Louisiana, and it would see Palmyra early on building a big lead on the Bulldogs. Greg Pitzer denied there. At the other end, Brock Butler hooking up with Luke Powell, who was a man amongst boys on this night. 3-point play, bucket plus Band-Aid for Mr. Powell there. Greg Pitzer, though, fighting hard to get his Bulldogs back into this game, going up amidst the tall timber for the easy bucket there. Other end, how about the two-man game right here between Darius Thompson, Bryce Caldwell? It would be Thompson finishing that off, extending his team's lead back out to 18 points. Here comes Louisiana. Louisiana nibbling at times on that big lead. Again, it is Mr. Gregory Pitzer, football star, not too shabby on the hardwoods either, with a nice bucket there. Blaine White and Palmyra, though, having none of the comeback talk. You see him there. And then how about Luke Powell? This guy was just phenomenal and just making shots Look at this. We're going to show it to you again in slow motion. The three-point play as he's essentially tackled on his way to the bucket. All Palmyra in the third place game tonight as the Panthers win 59-43 to take third place at the Monroe City Tournament. Other scores to pass along in the night. It was Elmwood beating Rushville Industry 60-37. That despite a nice night from Miles Taylor in a losing cause. West Hancock, kind of shocking just how well West Hancock's defense played tonight. Reno Pinkston going to love this because this is what he's striving for. Holding Pittsfield to just 28 points, holding Dalton Hoover to just 7. Paxton Harmon, your hero offensively for the Titans tonight with 27 points in the victory. Also, Fort Madison gets off the schneid a little bit, beats Burlington Notre Dame. The outstanding freshman, Miles Wenzine, with 17 points to lead the Bloodhounds to a victory tonight. Girls highlights tonight from the championship game of the Monroe City Tournament. Oh, you know what? After starting sluggishly, Marion County trying to go in for back-to-back titles. Palmyra trying to break that run. Who are you going to call? How about Jessica Red in the low blocks right here off the Kaylin Spratt miss? Crash rebound. But it was the defense for Marion County that was really the story tonight. Jessica Red, this is why everyone likes her so much at the recruiting level and why Truman State feels lucky to have her. Look at that swat. That is a swat. That's everything you want in a defensive play and more in the future Truman State Lady Bulldog. Great defense from her there. The defense good all over the place. Here it's Randy Lee Plunkett causing the turnover, and then she's going to hook up at the other end with Kaylin Spratt for the easy lay-in at the other end. Transition points off turnovers key for Mike Johnson's team tonight. Palmyra had just one first-quarter field goal in this game. It comes right here courtesy of Allie Dietrich. With Palmyra just struggling to make anything happen offensively against Marion County's great defense tonight. And then how about some offense from Michelle Sharp? Good pass right there from Kaylin Spratt, who's played tremendously well in the early season. And more to come from Miss Devin Johnson as well. Had some highlight troubles tonight with my camera at this game, so don't have any more highlights from this game for you. We can tell you that Marion County makes it back-to-back championships at Missouri's oldest tournament, winning 45-28. So congratulations to Mike Johnson's crew for taking care of business. The IBC shootout today at Lincoln Land, Quincy Notre Dame. Speaking of teams taking care of business, that's a good Glenwood team that Q&D just dropped a 38-point defeat on. That's just how good Eric Orn's crew is today. Cassidy Gengenbacher leading the way with 20 points for the Lady Raiders there. Earlier in the day, West Central handed a loss over at that same tournament by South Fulton and Carly Beebe. The Lady Rebels improved to 9-1 on the season. Kind of an ugly win, but a good win in the win column nevertheless for the Lady Rebs. Also, Illini West goes on the road. They've been having some troubles, have the Chargers with their offense. They kind of get it back together a little bit on the road as Lauren Gronwald gets 27 points to lead Zach Keene's team to victory. Rushville Industry seems to be playing some good basketball of late as well. The Lady Rockets go on the road and pound Elmwood 61-32 was your final there. Let us take you to the championship game of the Unity Tournament today, where it was Central Southeastern and Olivia Nelson trying to stop and put the kibosh to the host team from winning this thing. Oh, you know what? Kylie Churchill had other ideas. She was phenomenal in the early going of this game, cleaning up the offensive mess right there and hiding up just a little bit. The other end, Kara Twaddell. There's another Twaddell out there. The place is lousy with him in Adams County. Good for her, Kara, with a nice bucket there, but just too much of Kylie Churchill. She will not be denied right there. Great bank shot for her. She had a big night tonight, as it would be all about the Unity Mustangs. They win on their home floor. Great win for Coach Begeman and company as they take care of business and get the win tonight. Final count in that one is 43-29 in favor of the Unity Mustangs on a score that was just called in just a bit ago. Also in the third place game, West Hancock finds its mojo, puts together the offense and gets a nice win, knocking off Western 66-34 was your final there. And in the fifth place game tonight, it was the Highland Lady Cougars. Ashton Luttrell leading the way as Highland beats Brown County by the final count there of 54-32. And we are just warming up here on the Overtime Show. Coming up next, we'll talk a little college basketball, and later in the show, Albert Pujols makes his first public comments since becoming a Los Angeles Angel of Anaheim. All that straight ahead in the Overtime. And welcome back to Overtime, everybody. It was a chance to make the best start in program history just look a little bit shinier. The now fifth-ranked John Wood Trailblazers sought their 12th win in 13 games this afternoon in hosting Blackhawk East in the de facto title game of the Trailblazer Classic today. And you know what? John Wood is just tearing people apart. Reagan Bringer doing the deed today. Look at him with the step back two. He couldn't get back past the arc, but that still works for Mr. Bringer. Bringer would try to find his distance from three-point range just a bit later in this possession. Again, just inside the arc. Poor Reagan couldn't buy a three-pointer, but his shot was falling, and that's all that matters. Antonio Landers a little more effective from finding the three-point line because he's going to get himself behind it and help his team kind of spur its way out of a bit of an icy start in this game, at least offensively. Then the Blazers would go to work. This is a phenomenal pass coming up here from Michael Roy. He's going to find the Quincy High product, Nick Dolman, wide open here. Look at the little whip pass right out of the Chris Paul playbook right there. Good stuff right there. More to come from the Blazers as they would start to pull away late in the first half. How about a little Brad Hamilton action for three? Good shot from the former Pittsfield Sockeye. Then it's Kyle Brown in the interior. Boy, I tell you what, the Blazers able to impose their will with their big guys, or their at least bigger guys in this one. Reagan Bringer here the miss. This time it's James Lane cleaning up, or actually, eventually the ball is going to come back into James Lane's hands thanks to a beautiful pass by Reagan Bringer there. More to come in this one. This time, my friends, it's James Lane again. Great sharing of the basketball in this possession right there, as you see from John Wood. Blackhawk East trying desperately to get into this game. They were trailing by just 4 here. Great bucket to make it a three-point play. That would be as close as this game would get anytime the rest of the way. How about Cody Kirkpatrick coming up right here? You will see him after the Reagan Bringer take right there for the beautiful bucket. At the end of the first half, Mr. Cody Kirkpatrick with 0.6 seconds left with the buzzer beater from NBA range and beyond. Actually shot this from about Big Neck right there, knocking that home as John Wood improves to 12-1 with a rather impressive victory today. 67-51 was your final. If you have not seen Brad Hoyt's team play, go out to Mountain Dew Court because they are certainly worth the efforts. Meanwhile, speaking of teams that needed to win, Quincy University coming off that 0-2 start in conference play. No trouble today with softy Robert Morris, as we will start you here with Mr. Stuckman, I should say. Ryan Stuckman with a miss. Chris Babbitt, though, all over the place on the offensive glass in this game, and also doing some nice work here. The tough catch, the tough angle bucket for him. Justin Brock, the Liberty product, in effect as well, as Robert Morris powerless to stop size all day long, and actually powerless to stop energy in the low blocks as well. Again, Chris Babbitt doing the deed, and how about some more Jay Bentley Brock as well, as Quincy University would get their game going right here. Beautiful touch shot right there from Mr. Brock. More to come from Chris Babbitt as well. These highlights kind of all the killer bees today. Brock and Babbitt. We will leave you with some Ryan Stuckman in this one, who, by the way, had his first ever career in-game dunk. I hear it wasn't Dominique Wilkins-esque, but it was still a dunk, so congratulations to Mr. Stuckman, and congratulations to the Hawks, who get off the schneid 112-69. Free tacos for everybody? I don't know what the Hawks do if you roll up triple digits, but they certainly did that today at Robert Morris's expense. Other scores to pass along. Nice win at home for Western Illinois. Ceola Clark, 4 of 6 from three-point range, and leading the Leathernecks past their cross-state rival Eastern Illinois 64-48. Also another big day for Mr. Parks, the junior college transfer. Also, the Culver Stockton men, quality win today at home over Peru State, 74-60. Dorian Hobbs leading the way for them with 13 points in the victory there. Peru State taking on the Culver Stockton women, who were looking for their 9th victory of the season today, and they were very good at doing it. Off the quick inbounds pass, this is Rachel Larson heating her team up in a hurry with a triple after a frigid start shooting for the first 3 minutes of this game. Then, how about Anisha Starks right here? Beautiful pass. Miss Larson misses, but Bailey Owens going to make up for it nicely. One of 3 Wildcats with 12 points in the day. She was good in the low blocks there. Then it's Rachel Larson again, shooting the long-range three. She's a couple of steps beyond the arc in knocking that down, and all of a sudden, Culver Stockton couldn't miss in the early going in the first half. More of Miss Starks right here, as she gets the bucket right there to go for her. And then it's Emily Lay, one of those 3 Wildcats with 12 points in the day. Lay with a three-pointer there. She had 12, as I mentioned. Culver Stockton gets a nice win at home, and a rare sweep today for both the men and women of the Wildcats. 68-60 was your final. Good day on the hill at Culver Stockton. Another good day for now 12-1 Southeastern Community College. Jerry Jerome's team gets a 40-point win over Lincoln Hazaria Washington, the pride of Cardinal Ritter High School, with another 31 points. That young lady is absolutely amazing as Southeastern Community College gets the win. I know John Wood was playing tonight. We did not get a score called in from the John Wood women. They do play tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock in the conclusion of their tournament. We'll have those highlights for you coming up tomorrow at 10 o'clock with, I guess it's me now, because I'm the only anchor here, so you'll see me tomorrow on Sunday. I feel sorry for you people. You're going to get overwhelmed and inundated with my bald face for the next couple of weeks, but hang with me. We'll have more manpower coming soon. How about some wrestling today? Macomb taking on Champaign Centennial at the Springfield Southeast Classic. This is Josh Edson doing some work at 160 pounds. He's state ranked, and he's going to start here with the escape, tumbling his way all over the place to get that done. Kid is a gymnast, and he's also pretty darn good at attempting to pin people. Here he's going to get his back points in period number 1 for the first point. 3 of them coming right there as he stretches his man out and works him rather effectively. Josh, very, very effective. Wins were hard to come by for the Bombers in this early session today against a very good Centennial squad, but not for Josh. He's going to go back to work right here, getting the kind of half Nelson working for him, and he's going to lean in for 3 points. Nearly had the pin. Unfortunately, the end of the first period would end that. Josh leading 8-0 at the end of the first period. Josh basically getting defensive the rest of the way and toying with his man, picking up the easy victory and mugging for the camera as well. Your other winner against Centennial, Bryce Haddix at 103 pounds. Watch this young man first with the escape and then with the only win by fall in the early session for his squad, as he's simply going to flip his kid over, put his back and his shoulder blades to the mat, and make some magic happen. Macomb today doing a nice job showing up against some bigger competition, some better teams. Obviously some great individual efforts, no final results called in, but nice look at Luke Ladd's team there at over at Springfield Southeast today as well. We can tell you the Hannibal wrestling team had a very nice showing today over the Kirksville Invitational, though that team score is errant. The Kirksville tournament, Hannibal went 2-2 today. Hannibal beat Brookfield 78-18, lost to Pleasant Valley 49-23, beat Centralia 50-30, and then lost to Troy 43-33. The Pirates did have a weight class champion at the heavyweight division, Jake Borgmeyer, who went 5-0 today. No, check that, 4-0 today at 285 pounds. Also, the Pirates had 5 guys finish in second place. They were Chandler Foey at 106 pounds today, Tyler Janes at 126, who went 5-1. Colby Collings, who went 6-0, but ended up being an injury default loser in the finals. Also finishing second, Logan Clark at 195 and Kyle Muring at 220. So congratulations to all of those gentlemen as well on their fine, fine showing. I want to talk a little football with you because 1 week from today, it is the 16th annual KHQA All Do or Die Football Wrap-Up Show, which is a bit of an annual tradition as we are the last word in your high school football coverage. At that time, 11 o'clock next Saturday, we'll announce our KHQA Player of the Year, our Coach of the Year, and as always, our do or die team of the players I'd want on my squad in a do or die situation. Again, all that football coverage and the annual Internet Companion with second and third team selections, some other football tidbits and goodies for those of you who can't get enough, coming up next week at 11 a.m. And when we come back, as promised, you'll hear from Mr. Albert Pujols, the Angel.